Alright, in this quick video, I'm going to show you how to create blogs that actually get read, and you could also upsell people. I'm going to show you a little bit about that too. Blogs are articles. So if you have an article and you want to push out content online, you want to generate a lot of traffic, this is the methodology that will help you do that. And there's a 9-step process that I'm going to go over step by step with you of showing you how this gets done and how you could generate a lot of traffic by doing this. There's new Google algorithms out there that are pushing relevant content up to the top. Google is finding out that you cannot trick them anymore. And if your blog gets actually read and engaged by people, they have an algorithm. I believe it's like some kind of timer based on what we've been doing that times you how long you're on the site, and if you're on that site for a long time and you're reading their content, they're going to push you up higher and higher on the search engines, which just makes logical sense. And a lot of the companies have been using that are successful has been using these methodologies. For example, WikiHow. I don't know if you've seen this. If you type in how to throw a dart or how to do XYZ, they are always #1 on the searches, and people are always looking for how to XYZ to do whatever, and they're generating well over $51 million of free traffic every single month, and they're growing as well. And so they have a methodology that does this. And I'm going to show you in this video how that works, how you could generate all this traffic as well, just like WikiHow. Also, Ogilvy and Mather since 1949, I believe, has been using this same technique to actually generate sales. People want more content. They want to read stuff, and they did a lot of this content-based article stuff, and they put it in it looks like an article, but it's actually an ad in the newspaper. And this actually got people's attention because it gave them relevant content. They read it, and then they took action. But there's a methodology of how they structured this whole thing, and it just looks like text. It's nothing flashy, really. And you're giving it to them in a way where they understand it and they digest it really nicely. So here's how it works. Step 1, you got to know your audience. You got to understand what they're hungry for. Everybody, including you and me and stuff, always has something on their radar. There's always something that you want, whether it's a shoes or a house or a car or making more money or increasing your business or whatever it is. What is on their radar? And if you present something to somebody that's on their radar, they're going to want it. But you have to present it in a way where they like it. And I'm going to get into how to present it. But first things first, understand what they're hungry for is step number 1. And I would seriously take a whole day to figure out, hey, what is this person, what's on their radar that I'm trying to, get them to read my blogs and stuff like that. So understand that. Number 2, make a headline that attracts their attention. This is a Tim Ferriss blog. I don't know if you know who Tim Ferriss is, but he wrote the book 4-Hour Workweek and a bunch of other books. And they're all bestsellers, so he understands marketing and understands human psychology and whatnot. But this blog did extremely well. At the time, it got 6,700 comments. Bunch of people read it and stuff like that. And let me tell you why this did extremely well. Number 1, he understood what's on their radar is to lose weight. Number 2, he said, look, we're going to give you specifics. I'm going to show you how to lose 20 pounds in 30 days. And then he took it to a step further and said, without exercise. And that's shocking. So you want to make a headline that attracts people's attention, is a little shocking, and is giving them what they want. That's very, very important. A lot of people make these headlines that are so convoluted and long, and it's like, what? Or they have these open-ended questions. What would you do with $1 million today? ? And then people read it, and even though that sounds like a good question to have for a blog, they read it and they go, well, I would buy a house. There you go. Now I don't have to read your blog because I just answered the question. And that's one big mistake that I see a lot of my consulting clients that I work with do is they have these open-ended questions. You don't want to do that. You want to be specific and tell them this is exactly what I'm going to give you, and it sounds shocking, but if you read more, you'll know that I'm gonna give you some really good stuff. So that's what you want. Step 3 is make a sub-headline that summarizes what you will talk about. So you see this right here under how to stop having nightmares. You see this little summary. It's a summary about what they want. Everybody wants to know that they're not wasting their time. Even you want to know, hey, is this guy going to give me everything in this video? Can you just quickly summarize what you're going to give me before you start getting into the points? And I kind of did do that. So you want to do that. And at WikiHow, again, was building all this traffic and getting all these people on their site and engaging their clients. People are actually reading their stuff. Google's ranking them higher because of that. And one of the reasons is because they have a great summary. They're saying, here, quickly, within 3 to 4 sentences, I'm going to tell you the summary of what I'm going to give you without any mumbo jumbo. Here it is. And people want to know that before they start wasting their time and start reading. So that's very important that you summarize and you let people know what they're going to get. Step 4. Bold the main points. This is really good. A lot of people, even including myself, when we read articles and stuff, we like to scan stuff and know what we're getting. So you'll see these bolded points, nightmares, night terrors. This is all about like how to not have nightmares, I guess. This article with WikiHow did. You want to bold these points and know what the big things are coming out. People like to scan and they like to know. And sometimes you scan it and then you go, wait a minute, I do want to read that after. So it's really good to bold points. Step 5 is number each point. This is really important. WikiHow did this almost every single, I would say every single thing they did. And also Ogilvy and Mathers, they do this too. They number every single point that they're doing. People like tangible numbers. They like to know. So even if you go down into a grocery store and pick up People magazine, and just actually when you go there, look at magazines, and you'll know that most of the magazines that do get read and do get looked at are the ones that have the 5 ways to lose weight this summer and whatever, exactly those number items and stuff. And it's been working for years, and it's still going to work because when we are young kids, we are programmed to think like that in terms of numbers. How many things does it take? And we like tangible things. So I got to tell you, numbers work, bullet points work, and stuff like that. Step 6, make it good. I know this sounds just very maniacal or like just, but really do make it good. I want to, you want the users to invoke some emotion, and if you kind of step back and put your eyes, put yourself in their shoes and see through their eyes, would you like it? Would you really feel comfortable reading this? And not only just comfortable, but was it flow right? And does it make them go, wow, you're really empowering me? And empowerment's the big key word here, is you're trying to empower your users to not only read more, but get something out of it after they read your thing. So make it really good. Step 7 is really important nowadays. A lot of people are just putting text. They're not taking the time to put pictures. But, you know, you're getting really nice pictures and stuff that are relevant to what you're doing. A lot of people are doing pictures and it's like, what the hell? This is not even relevant to what I'm reading. So this is really, really, really important that you have relevant pictures. Sometimes you want shocking pictures, but relevant pictures is the key word here for each point that you're trying to make within your blog. It makes it easier to read. People are very visual and they like to scan stuff, and pictures are worth 1,000 words. Step 9. Give them lots of ways to opt in or take action. This is really important. If you want people to opt in, lists are important. Build your list, you know, and ask them to take some action at the end. Say, okay, well, if you're interested in this, and if you like, and this makes sense to you, then if you like more of this, then go ahead and take some action. So, and do this throughout your whole body and stuff, and ask them to take action. It's really good. A lot of people read and they're not convinced, and then they can read more, and then maybe they're convinced, and they read more, and then they're convinced. I talk about this in other consulting seminars I do and stuff like that online as well, but this is really important. So anyways, if you want a checkoff list of all this stuff, put your name and email on this page below. There's a little name, there's your email, and I'll shoot you over checkoff list so you could keep all these points. There's even more points that I haven't even gone over, but those are the big 9. And in this checkoff list, every time you make a blog, what I recommend you do is just kind of check off each and every one of these. So if you want me to shoot that over to you, go ahead and put your name and email. I'll shoot that over to you, if this makes sense to you, and if you want to get more out of this and get people coming to your website, then I highly recommend doing that. I'll send that over to you as soon as you do that. All right, I'll talk to you shortly.